Hey guys, this is Reks' Lost Chapters, and this run is going to be the ticket mission run, and I will actually also show you guys how to carry a bronze Reks through the entire stage. Anyway, right off the bat, Reks died. Poor Reks. But that's actually part of the strategy here. If either Quina or Cor died at the start, you may want to soft reset. Alternatively, you could also give one of them speed passive so that they get a turn to break the boss before the boss starts off. However, in my run, I just removed Quina and Cor's speed passives, and then I just reset until Reks died at the start. If Reks somehow survived the first turn, what you can do with him is use the Kurasame base call to enchant himself with ice, and then have him attack the bosses, which will trigger a counter attack that will definitely kill him off. So these are just some alternatives to get you started on the fight. And once Reks has died, then essentially the rest of the fight is pretty straightforward. With Cor, you want to link him to Quina, and then with Quina, pretty early on you want to enter into BT mode. Part of the strategy on this fight is using the combination of BT mode very early on, as well as the Chocobo summon, so that you can outrace the force gauge and reach to your force time before the bosses enter theirs. Between Cor and Quina, I would of course recommend entering Quina's BT mode, because then you get 10 turns of Quina's BT aura, 5 turns from this and 5 turns from the BT plus. Also, entering BT mode with Quina allows you to use 1 LD for free to land his mustard bomb trap on both enemies. The moment you can pop Choco Summon, just pop Choco Summon. You should be roughly around this mark, the 60 to 70% force gauge, which will allow you to charge the rest of your force gauge in summon mode, assuming both Quina and Cor is at force level 30. I don't even know whether Reks' force level matters here since he's been KO'd, but for reference, Reks' force level in this run is at force level 10. So coming out of summon mode, you should be in your force time. I selected Kor's force time since there's quite a lot of often attacks here, from Kor's preemptive strikes to Quina's traps. And you don't really have to worry about HP attacks, as you can see. Although the bosses use execution pretty frequently, because of the defense boost from Kor's buff, you should be taking 0 damage most of the time. The exception is if the boss happens to reset their brave on the turn they use execution, you will take a little bit of HP damage. But this mission is very generous in HP damage requirements. You'll be able to do a complete run as long as you take less than 15,000 HP damage, so that's pretty hefty. Also, notice that I gave Cor a Garnet LD call. I used the base call to buff them, which really isn't really necessary since you have Quina's BT aura, but the LD call is there to also serve as burst healing in case you really need it. I use Kor's BT plus here because I have it, and I know there's going to be questions on this, so no, you don't need Kor's BT for this to work because Reks is dead anyway, so you really only need to link Kor to Quina, and you don't need his BT to do that. Now I did make some mistakes in this initial run. Firstly, I tried to save echoes to the tail end of the fight because my thought process was that it was better to use echoes when the force bonus is higher so that you get more damage out of it. The mistake though is that it actually led to the end of the fight while I still have echoes to use, so this really isn't an optimal run. I would say that if you are lacking ultimate weapons, for example, it may be better to use echoes earlier on since you get a boost to the force bonus percentage, and that leads to increased damage for the remainder of the fight. So just something to consider as well. Another small mistake I did is I forgot to keep an eye on Quina's traps. You want to make sure of course that you refresh Quina's traps when they are about to run out. So unfortunately here I had to make a choice between refreshing Quina's traps or refreshing Quina's BT aura, and I would have to say between the two, refresh the traps, it's more important. You don't really need Quina's BT aura even, because both of them, both Quina and Cor, would be able to do pretty nice damage even without. But obviously if you are missing the traps, it will lead to a big drop in DPS overall. So here I decided to start spamming my echoes since I'm running low on force time turns. With Quina, I had to hold off on the echoes because I'm out of BT aura, so this is what I was alluding to earlier. It might be better to use echoes earlier on, otherwise you might sort of end the fight with your echoes unused. So at this part of the fight, your force bonus percentage is pretty high and the boss really starts to melt. You do want to keep an eye on the boss's health because you must revive Reks before the fight is over, otherwise you won't be able to meet the mission requirements. To revive Reks, I had an Aerith call on Quina, so when the bosses are low enough, which is maybe between 10 to 20%, you want to revive Reks with the Aerith base call. Try to time the revival near the end of the fight because obviously once Reks is up, he becomes a target for the execution attack since there's an AoE attack. And having 3 party members hit by brave attacks leads to higher damage overall on the boss's end. You could also try giving the Aerith call a 5 out of 5 ultimate weapon and then use the Aerith LD call combined with Quina's final echoes to close out the fight after reviving Reks. So this way you don't have to worry about hitting attacks from the bosses when Reks is up. Anyway, that's it for this run. As always, I hope the video has been helpful, and if you enjoyed the content, do leave a like, comment and subscribe. Really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!